Hi, I thought I'd take a little time to speak about the way that dates work within the new workflows and automations builder. So, just as a little background here, we have a board here, and for each item we have a connected SharePoint folder for that item, and you can see the SharePoint folder here. And we have some automations that will run. So when I click this, for example, it will upload these files to the items folder. So let's see that automation. So yeah, when we click the button, it copies the files from the files folder to the configured SharePoint folder for the item with this folder structure, and we're using the item's date as a subdirectory folder there. So when I run this, it copies the files over to SharePoint, and then we can have a look at the files over here. And you can see that it's created the date in this format, so it's 02 April 26. But what if I want it in a different format? Well, there's a number of ways that you could think about doing it. The first way that we've looked at here is to have a formula. And if we customize the formula, you can see that we've essentially got formatting the date in year, month, day, format. So what we can then do is we can either update that or we have a different automation running. So we're using this one. So when this button's clicked, we copy the files from the files column, and we're using the content of items YYMMDD. So let's click on that one and see what we get. So the automation's running, and we now have a look in SharePoint, and we expect a folder with YYMMDD. But we haven't got that. We've got the original folder that was created, and you can see that the files have just been updated. So there's something going wrong with the way that the Monday workflows and automation blocks work. It's as though it takes that particular date format and says, you know what, I'm going to ignore that and put it in the previous format. So let's see whether we can change that. So what we can do, for example, is we can go into settings and we can wrap it in something. So let's put some angle brackets in there, and we can see that now our dates have angle brackets on them. We can click the button again. So now when we have a look over here, we can see that the angle bracket version has worked. So if you're happy with angle brackets around there, I suppose that's fine. So we still got the things in here. So how can we get the YYMMDD to stick and to create our folder the way that we want it? Well, one way that we can do this is that we can create 3 more columns. So we're taking the year of the year of the date here. We're taking the month with a leading 0 if it's required. And if we have a look at that, you can see if the month is less than 10, add a 0 to the front of it, and we do exactly the same with the date. And now we've got a new formula, so let's have a look at this automation. So, again, when the button's clicked, copy the files, and we've got something a little bit different here. So if I just delete this, we can start again. So if we have a look at the item columns, we can say, let's grab the year and put a dash in there. Let's grab the month and put a dash in there, and the day. And then we update the automation. And now we can click this button and see what we get. So now you can see that we have the folder created with the correct format and the files are in the correct place.